Good afternoon, Commissioners, again. Scott Andrzejczyk. I'd like to thank Joan for those kind comments. I didn't know she was coming. I'm also going to speak about that workshop meeting, in particular to Commissioner Duffy and Mr. Patton. All of my questions are always professional. I don't really know any of you, and I don't really get into you. When I discuss with you, I'm always asking professional questions. Recently, I'm told that I made this document about Commissioner Deutsch. I don't know how I made it, since it came from Ms. Broderick to Tommy Scott to Kelly Shoemaker to Ray Sandrock to Jeanette Knowlton, and then through a public records request. But this is what you folks do. You accuse us of what you actually do. These attacks on me were personal, right down to the shirt I was wearing. You'd say I lie and slander you folks. Commissioner Duffy, why don't you tell me one lie you think I made? I've stood at this podium 3 times and said, if you think I've said anything wrong,
Mr. Andrzejczyk, if you could please
address the board as a whole, please. If you think I've said anything wrong, you're free to come and tell me, because I'm happy to be corrected. I don't mind being wrong. I corrected when I'm wrong, okay? But you're not going to stand up there or sit in a meeting where I cannot defend myself. And that goes for you, Mr. Patton, as well.
Mr. Andrzejczyk,
if you think,
speak to the board as a whole, please.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to exercise my First Amendment rights. If you wish to take those away,
I would
that's
ask you to follow the policies of the board.
So, my free speech rights come from God, Mr. Chairman. They don't come from this government. They don't come from any man.
I understand that, but we have procedures, and I'm asking you to please follow them.
I'm following the procedures, sir. I'm following the First Amendment.
Board as a whole, sir.
And so I don't wish to get into it with you, sir. But the fact of the matter is that the 4 of you sat silently while I was slandered in a meeting. It was embarrassing, first of all. You just had Vietnam veterans here who fought for my right to speak freely and openly to my elected officials and say, I have a problem with this budget item, and I have a problem with that, okay? You dishonor those veterans, and you spit on the grave of every soldier who fought and died so I can stand here and question my government, okay? And my elected officials accuse me and lie about me and slander me, fine, okay? Don't expect I'm going to back down. My grandfather, Mr. Chairman, got off the boat from Europe and then went right back in World War I and fought in the trenches and somehow survived. He fought for America and my rights to be here. My father fought in Korea and then in Vietnam. Okay? They didn't raise me to be bullied by anybody, especially my government. Now, I've always been respectful, and if anybody has a problem with what I've said in the past, you're free to tell me where it is you think I'm wrong. But I answer to God. I don't answer to this government, okay? Or any government, for that matter.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.